Hello, Test by the Monkey here. Remember our robot friend? Remember how he wanted a kitty and he got a kitty? Well, now he wants a puppy. Let's read the story here. It is the year 20XX. In Zeta Section, Morgox the Unborn has conquered all of civilization and spread his dictatorship to every corner of the galaxy, ruling with an iron tentacle. But on Delos 4, a rebellion is forming. Ordinary people are rising up to stand against tyranny. Meeting by cover of night the plot to cripple Morgox's fleet from within. The attack is set in motion simultaneously by Confederates working in Stardocks across the sector. Meanwhile, in a completely different galaxy, thousands of light years away, Robot wants puppy. By the way, his tentacles are literally iron. That wasn't some kind of metaphor. So, yes, we get a bit of a backstory to a place we're not really very interested in. Well, we might be interested in, but anyway, we now have a kitty on our head, but we want to get the puppy that's hiding behind this door with a 9 on it. This might be important. But anyway, we're back down to basic abilities. We, on this game, have the ability to jump right from the start. What a luxury! But we now come across some slightly more difficult enemies, actually. These walk backwards and forwards and fire, which are a bit more involved than the other enemies that were in the other game. Oh, what's this? This is a transmatter computron, and it's encoded our robot's pattern. That's a save point, by the way, just in case you were wondering, and that does help the game somewhat by making checkpoints around the place, and it's very much appreciated. So yes, well, all we can do is basically run and jump at the moment, or wheel about and jump at the moment, and we can't get past these enemies, so we'll just have to find some way to get past them some other time. And you can see down the bottom left there we have some empty looking slots there, and they are actually going to be filled up by the various power-ups that we will be collecting. And see, our robot's actually having some problem with the green aliens that shoot these yellow blobs out of their head tentacle. Not tentacle, because they're got holes in. Tentacles generally don't have holes in, do they? Head spout, head orifice. Well, I'm not quite sure what to call them, and I'm not quite sure I want to actually call them anything, really. But anyway, these green things are shooting at us. And we want to try and avoid it, because this has the same mechanic of infinite lives, but you add, or some time gets added when you die. So, yes, we pick up the first power, which is the kitty cannon, and we can throw our kitty around. Our kitty doesn't automatically attack enemies, however, so we've got to find a way to get our kitty back now that we've thrown it. So, we have to go and pick it up. But now we can throw the kitty at the enemies, and the enemies do run around after the kitty's latched onto their head, so we've got to make sure we don't get run into by them whilst the kitty's attacking them, because they can still hurt us. So, kitty helping out in one way and not in the other way. Oh, very nice of you to land there, kitty. This is quite a dangerous position, but somehow I managed to pick him up without frying myself on the electricity. I'm still not quite sure how I managed to do that. And yes, if you do die, the kitty unlatches itself from the alien and comes back to you, so you can't just throw your kitty at an enemy and let it finish it off whilst you die. You actually have to stick around while it kills it. But it does deplete the enemy's energy, and so then it kind of does help. You can like whittle the enemies down bit by bit. But now we can get through this tube thing here, this passageway, and we see another little kitty claw thing up there which we can't actually jump up to get to. So we're going to have to get some other kind of power to do something like that. But now we have a floating robot guy, which has been killed and dropped off our kitty far away from us, but obviously dying brings our kitty back to us. And it's, you could call it a good thing about this game, you could call it a problem about this game, is that obviously you can use this dying thing as a useful thing. Anyway, this is the thing that the kitty's attacking now, is what the robot respawns out of. So if you destroy that and then kill a robot, another one doesn't get spawned again in its place, so it's quite handy. Yes, this is the ever-present problem with your kitty attack here. Okay, so you can die as much as you like, and I suppose if you're trying to go for the high score or the lowest time, then the whole dying to progress is not quite as a bad thing as it could be, but I mean, some people might say it cheapens the challenge, other people are saying, well, it's a bit of a harsh challenge at times. So yes, there's a door here, and it's got a number 2 on it. And we picked a card which opens up security level number 1. So we can't go through security level number 2 doors, so we have to open up the security level 1 doors until we find a security level 2 card. And there's a very strange enemy in the shape of that purple winged thing which shoots at you. And we see there's a security level 2 card up there, only we can't quite jump far enough across there. And at the moment our robot's trying to clear out these robot spawning points here, which he's managed to conk out one of them, but it's fairly fruitless at the moment because you still can't get up to that number 2 key card because there's this electricity in the way. So you can dispatch of the enemies until later because they will stay dispatched of, or dead, possibly, is the better way to phrase it. But they will stay gone for the rest of the game. Now we've put our kitty up there, and we've got a load of green things here, so Robot takes the respawn route because he can't possibly get his hands on the kitty again. So now the kitty is back with him, and he's bashing against the roof there quite nastily. And it's a bit of a thing you have to think about here. These things obviously come running off, so you have to hide up here, but then the other things over the other side will be shooting at you, so you've got to think about what will be a safe place. And obviously it's the space opposite to where the one you've attacked first is. If that made any sense. Hopefully it did, because I'm not repeating it because I can't quite remember what I was trying to say. Well, I can, but it's kind of gone now. But anyway, here we have a power-up which is a heavy kitty, which is kind of like, you know, a cape in Mario or some other game like that, or, you know, Kirby's hold breath and fly thing, apart from it's more of a drift, so it's more like Yoshi's drift kind of thing in Mario 2, you know, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island, is it? Anyhow, we now have security keycard 2. So there was a keycard 2 door over here. So, well, there's a keycard 1 door there. So we need to dispatch of this alien to do it. And the one good thing is, if you throw the kitty against a wall and he lands on the enemy, he will actually attack. So that's an easy way to, an actual possible way to kill things that are underneath you. Of course, if your kitty lands up in a place where you can't retrieve him, it's pretty tough luck for you. So we've got another kitty claw thing here, so his claws have been sharpened so he can attack things and kill them faster. Let's try it out on this robot. Well, let's try it out on the robot and try not to get killed by the robot instead. Well, that seemed quick, but obviously we'd attacked the thing before. If you remember how fast it took to kill the other purple thing, that was quicker. And the same on the green things as well. So it's a bit quicker. We have, it looks like 3 levels of kitty claw sharpening now. And there are other ones lying around. You can see underneath us now there's some kitty claw sharpening things there and one up there. So we can kill them off faster eventually. Well, we seem to be down here and we can't get back up, so we look like we have to figure out a way to get past, I don't know, Shield Squid here. Shield Squid is obviously going to be attacked by firing the kitty through the shield there, but it's a little bit tricky getting the right angle on him without getting shot by his laser pellets or run into by him. But yeah, every time you latch the kitty onto him, he attacks for a bit and then jumps back to you. But yes, killing Shield Squid actually gets you the 3rd keycard, and I really don't know what Robot was trying to do there. It didn't seem very sensible to me. Anyhow, we are now in a different area, which is kind of greyish or bluey greyish, and well, possibly underground, I would imagine. Oh, nearly did very well at getting rid of all the enemies without actually dying, but didn't quite. So yes, keycard 4 needs to go through there. Obviously won't be able to cross the electric pattern over there because the roof is too low. And yes, if you throw your kitty too far away, you can't actually go back to the Transmatter Computron and get the kitty back. You have to either die or retrieve it. So now coming into this area, you see we could possibly helicopter over to that platform over there. This robot is in the way, and wow, I failed to get across there, so Robot's finding something else to do because he doesn't feel like going through that just again right now. There's plenty to look at up here. We've got some more enemies, which are coming right for us. Good, good, good. Well done, kitty. And they're not quite as arranged as the first game, where they were just all the enemies were put into a single area. They just threw loads of enemies into an area as an obstacle, and you didn't really have to think too much about the enemies. Here you can actually see there's a bit of a, well, not a huge puzzle, but it's still some kind of puzzle as to how to get those things deactivated. I mean, you can just fly over like that. Serves no purpose because we don't have keycard number 4 at the moment. Yes, that was kind of just dooming myself right there. Oh, we got a award for catching our kitty after we threw it, so good for us, I suppose. So, running into enemies at the moment. Not a very wise thing to be doing, but it seems to be what I've decided to do to preoccupy myself. And decided that I probably wasn't very goal-orientated, I suppose. Yeah, we can't fly over there, so we're going to have to probably find another power-up to get our way up there. So yeah, this is one of the things that you could say the Infinite Life things cheapen slightly. You can whittle away at the enemies until you clear out the room, spending loads and loads of lives, and some may say it like cheapens the challenge of that. But then again, if you're trying to complete this in the lowest possible time, then you would be trying to die less, and so that if you're going for the challenge of the lowest time, then you would be trying to die not so much. But anyway, we've got a psionic whistle, which is quite a handy thing. Now we don't have to go retrieve our kitty. We can just magically call him back to us if we miss like that, which is quite a useful thing for us to be able to do. Because it helps us out here, we can just grab the kitty back. And yeah, so the way to actually fly over there, as you can see, is not jump from the highest point, but jump from a point where you can get further across before we hurt us, well, knock our head on the ceiling. So we now have keycard 4, but that's a keycard 6 door. So, but we have seen the keycard 4 door appear. So we'll just fly our way up here and get hit, so we're going to have to hop up the precarious stairs once again and come here. It was just for a power up, but it does help us out. Very nimble button pushing there to retrieve our kitty, because we just realised we need to helicopter. Yes. It's a good thing we had our psionic whistle, wasn't it? And now we get, ooh, rather dangerous stalagmite animal things, which, you know, what do you call it? Raspberry. Blow raspberries at us, that's the one. I was going to say flutter their tongues at us, but that's, well, I suppose it's kind of accurate, but it's not the standard agreed upon terminology that we use to describe that action. So, ooh, what's this? Ceiling cat. Hold up to cling to the ceiling and walk. Ah! Well, our cat's got pretty sharp claws, and obviously can hold on to us. Well, it doesn't really look like it's holding on to us. I mean, obviously it's using all its claws to latch onto the ceiling, so maybe static electricity? Possibility. So yeah, anyway, we have a new wondrous ability to cling onto the ceiling. I remember this area where we need to go and get the kitty claws from here as well. Just mistreat your cat like that and throw him against the wall. Robot, you're not being very nice to your cat there. But he's being very useful now, isn't he? I mean, since you haven't found any lasers, as they called them in the first game, we have to have our kitty attack for us. And he's being quite a useful companion here. And it's quite coincidence, really, isn't it, that the power-ups that we're finding are actually relevant to our situation. You know, if we hadn't brought a kitty here, I mean, what would we have done with that kitty helicopter and kitty ceiling grabbing thing and the psionic whistle? I mean, they would have been completely useless to our robot, wouldn't they? So it's probably a good thing you picked up his kitty. So, yeah, so here's a little puzzle. We can't jump up there. And, well, obviously you need to latch onto the ceiling, but it's a bit too far up for us to latch onto there. So we have to find the correct jumping pattern, I suppose you would call it, to get up close enough to the ceiling, which is obviously this. Yes, those stalag bugs. Not bugs, they're not really bugs, are they? They're, I don't know what you'd call them. Stalag slugs, maybe. They're more sluggy than buggy. Yeah, stalag slugs I think is probably a better thing. I think they actually have an official name, but what fun is it to use their official name? So yes, this is the jumping puzzle to get up to the roof here, so we can ceiling cat our way over to this other save point, or should we say Transmatter Computron, because that is the official thing. But then I was just saying the official things are boring, well not boring, but you know, if you've got a better name for it, call it a better name. So save point is a kind of boring name really, so Transmatter Computron is kind of more interesting. But yes, I was saying about the stalag slugs before I got completely off topic on the whole thing. When they fall down, they shatter, or they have a self-defense mechanism of shooting off a load of laser orbs. And, watch out, robot. I'm not quite sure how he managed to survive that. But, we're glad he did. So, security level 5 we're at now, and just so happens that door which we nearly got to before we got electrified was a security level 5 door. Now, ooh, we have a judger up there. Now, if you remember the first time, the J allowed us to jump. So the judger, wow, I wonder what that allows us to do. It's probably standard platforming fare these days. Yep, double jump. Which we can use to get up to our key here. If we can dispatch of the spouty alien up there. And ooh, look, that looks like a boss up there. There's a very mean boss as well. So we'll go over the other way. No. We'll, well, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing, robot? Oh, we are going over here. So, yes. No, we're not going over there. He's changing his mind. What's over here, he says. You've been over there already. But then again, there was that level 6 security door up there, which we haven't actually opened up, which would get us some more kitty claws, which might help us against the boss. So this really isn't a complicated area to get through, it's actually fairly simple. I don't know if there's supposed to be some kind of puzzle element to that space, but it just seems very much the platforms are just obstacles in your way. Anyhow, making our way the wrong way, because we can't get up there at the moment. We have to go underneath to get back to our boss. And get completely lost on the way to the boss. But find a way there eventually. So, what we can try and do is, well, dodge the laser balls and throw the kitty at the boss, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Doesn't seem to be damaging it in a bit, so, well, what have we learned about the enemies in this game? What could be very useful to us to know about certain enemies in this game which might happen to be present, well, yes, there's those which fall down and shatter into different pieces. The laser orbs don't seem to actually affect our blocky boss at the moment, or at all. So perhaps there is some other way that we can use our Stalag Slugs to harm this robot's box thing. Becoming Robox. Maybe that's his name, Robox. And yeah, it's a little bit of waiting around, and I mean, perhaps there is a way you can do this without waiting around, but yes, dropping a Stalag Slug on the Robox's head will actually damage it, and you can see it's pretty well damaged at the moment. So it looks like we have to keep up this pattern of attack. When we can, of course. Yes, I'm not quite sure if there is a way to attack from here. It doesn't look like there's any way to actually get down when he's right up against the wall there, so it is just a matter of waiting. Which is... I don't know, something like that. It seems like a bad boss design to me, really, if you can't do anything to attack it at all. Oh, hang on. Inside the box thing was, well, it says there was a mouse. Oh, it's Defeat Blocko, it was called. So, yes, it wasn't Robox, it was Blocko. I don't know, I think Robox might be a better name. Maybe I'm thinking of something that appears in one of the sequels or another game entirely. But, yeah, so we've defeated the enemy and got past here. We've got a security level 7 card now. So we're getting up to, was it number 9 that we had to get to our puppy? So puppy, we haven't forgotten about you. We've just been very, very, very busy. And now we've just come down a huge shaft, and well, that's a security level 8 door, and the only way to get the security level 8 key is up there. So we're trapped here until we can get up there to it. And slightly tricky platforming going on here, but only really made tricky by the fact that there are these purple bug shooter things here. But yes, this is the way to get across to the access key 8. And obviously you could just kill yourself to get down to the save point there and then go across to the door here easily, but I wanted to try and do it at least a little bit legitimately. I'm trying to do it here as well, just to defeat all these purple things, which I did there. That's just quite good. Well, there's another helicopter thing there, and oh, you can't go over there for some reason. There is, what? Oh, you can double jump. Okay. You forgot. I forgot. Robot, you can double jump. Maybe that helped you get the extra height you need to cross over there. And yeah, this is saying that it's kind of a defense against just taking the hits and battling all the enemies, because to actually attack the enemies you have to use your cat, but to fly over you have to use your cat. And so you have to actually get over here and dodge the laser orbs before you can start to think about attacking the enemies. Which it could kind of... Oh, Tailnado, hold up in the air to fly, so we've got to upgrade to the helicopter, which is completely physically implausible, but is very helpful in our game. If we use it correctly, of course. So yeah, leave those enemies alone, they're more bother than they're worth, really. So now that near the end of the game, oh, bad robot, we've slayed 100 enemies. So it's a bad robot, really, it's just necessary that we do that. I think I have forgotten one power-up here, one of these kitty claw things, which was at the start, which we needed the double jump or possibly the helicopter thing to get to, which is not on the way back, really, so it's easy to forget about it and miss that. But yes, security card, level 9, and it looks a bit dangerous down here. Oh, the level 9 key is behind the level 9 door, so yes, we have to go round the other way to get to it. And yeah, it is very tricky platforming and flying, because, oh, go too high, you get zapped. And yep, we can't go any higher up here because it's a level 9 door, so this is the only way around to it. So it's a bit tricky because to fly you actually have to just be falling or use up your double jump, and you have to, yeah, not jump straight into the electricity. Yeah, you have to get underneath, which is very tricky. Or you could use your invincibility period and just fall through the electricity, but I thought I would do it the intended way, really. So, security access number 9, but you may have seen there was another power-up. I did try to get all of them, but as I said, I did forget one of them because it's gone out of the way. But yeah, here I am trying to fall off and then use the kitty helicopter, but forgetting that you have the double jump, so you can't just simply do that. You have to use your double jump and then flutter with the kitty. And here too, you have to fall off the side to use your double jump. Here's me forgetting. So yes, you have to time your button taps quite well to flutter over there. Of course, since we've got security level 9 and the door to the puppy was security level 9, it's we don't need the extra power up, but I've tried for as much completion as possible. And yep, we're not really finished. We have to get out of the area, which means doing the platforming, the tricky platforming in reverse. Or we could have gone the same way through the one that we used to get the key card, but I decided to go a different way about it because I'm like that. But yay! Now Robot's very happy. He's going completely mental with the kitty here and forgetting that you can open the door. But there he is. Robot, look! What is that? What is that? What is it? Go get him, Robot! Go get him! Yay! Robot got puppy! Yay! Kitty hates puppy! Oh no! Well, you got what you wanted, Robot. And sometimes what you want is not necessarily what you need. But here, yeah, I'm showing off the achievements. There's some achievements I haven't got here, and wow. You can try for them if you want to, and if the game looks interesting enough for you. But I'm not going to try and get everything 100%. So there we go. This has been Tetris Monkey, and I'll see you in the sequel to this game and the previous game. And so see you then.